Hey, what is up YouTube? It's Adam back here, and today I have another video. This time it is a showcase slash review of my custom Satele Shan, Jace Malcolm, and Old Republic Havoc Squad Trooper. So pretty much this is the beginning of basically what's going to be a series. It's going to be very discreet, like not episodic or anything, but every now and again I'll upload a couple Old Republic figures. And these were the first three that I made. I made them a while ago, and so I'm pretty excited to finally be filming this because I finished them like 2 months or 3 months ago or however long ago, and I just hadn't had time to upload a review, and I'm finally happy, I've finally had enough time to upload this review. And so we're pretty much just going to go one by one, usual review style for each figure, and I'll break down how each of them were made. Alright, so starting off, here is Satele Shan, and she carries a custom 3D printed Clone Army Customs lightsaber hilt. If you don't know, Clone Army Customs actually has a shop. It's their Shapeways shop that you can find a link for on their website, and they make hilts, or they made hilts there a while ago, and this one is perfect for her. And I painted it up a while ago. It's starting to wear, but I still am gonna power through this review with it. I'll probably fix it up and respray it after this review, but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I couldn't do any better on my own, honestly. So yeah, so going from the head down after that, she has the Satele Shan hair. It's just female hair with a ponytail. I didn't figure that I needed any custom hairpiece. I mean, this one was pretty good, especially the color of it, the dark brown, and the face is the same one from the actual Lego figure itself. It's interchangeable with the smile, and the smirk is good. I just don't think it fits this background, which is Battle of Alderaan, pretty much, where she was pretty much fighting for her and the rest of Havoc Squad's life. Yeah, so then on the torso, I actually sculpted the chest. You can see the chest has is elevated in the top part, and that is Procreate there. And then the cape is made out of electric tape. It starts down by the silver belt, and it goes all the way up, and it's also a single piece, and it goes all the way to the back there. And I'll take off the hairpiece again so you can see it, and it's glued there, and then it's painted in a reddish brown. I believe the Citadel color specifically is called Mornfang Brown, I believe, and I pretty much used that color for almost all of this figure, along with a folk art gold, and the gold outlines that cloth pretty nicely. And yeah, there's some more painting on the back, and the waist cape is electric tape as well, and it goes all the way around. And yeah, and then she has a different two actual pieces there that are in addition to those, and they're both made out of electrical tape, just stacked on top of each other. And yeah, it pretty much creates a nice area of detail on what would otherwise be a plain black, hip looking piece. So yeah. The torso itself, you may notice it's curved. This is an Aerolite female torso. You can buy it on Aerolite.com, and yeah, it's pretty fitting for this character, honestly, because I did the elevated torso and everything, and I really like how it looks on this figure. Yeah, so the Lego arms are the light flesh color. I think they actually changed the name for that, but yeah, so the hands are painted the same brown on the top part to indicate her gloves, and the black stripe is on her left arm. And then yeah, she has just a slight detailing on the arm that wraps all the way around, and then the electric tape is on the belt, and then she has a little pocket on the right, and then the middle piece with the silver and the red. It was honestly a lot of fun to make the belt and the lower area of this figure, just because of how amazing it turned out, and the gold worked out really well for shiny figures. Normally it doesn't work out that well, but yeah, I painted the gold knee pads as well, and then that design actually wraps all the way around just underneath that skirt. And so then the silver color is another folk art. I think it's silver steel or something. And there's 3 lines. You can see the bottom one is only goes on the front, but the other 2 wrap all the way around. And I'll put her hairpiece back on her. Actually, well, so the back has 3 pockets as well. I forgot to mention that, but yeah. Other than that, that is Satele Shan. And now I'll review my Jace. Alright, so here is Jace Malcolm. This has to be one of my favorite Star Wars The Old Republic figures. And I really have to say that I'm pretty happy with how this figure turned out. He's probably, if not one of my best. I know I have a couple Clone Wars figures that I'll be showing you guys soon that might exceed that, but yeah, this guy was really fun to make. He was very tedious, though, along with the Old Republic Trooper, because they're both the same base armor design. But yeah, so starting off with the head, he has the regular Jace Malcolm head from the Lego set, or that was used in the Lego set, and the same hair, but I painted it a matte black. And so then the neck as well was painted a black to represent the the jumpsuit, and then this was a Havoc cannon, a black Havoc cannon from Aerolite that I equipped him with, and I figured this would be the best weapon to show him with because it is the one that he uses in the trailer, and the handle is adjustable, so you can actually make him carry it, or you can put it front facing. So yeah, that's pretty cool, and I'll put that to the side for now. But yeah, the entire side of the torso is painted, and he has, his arms are pretty much sheet metal from the first 3 pieces, and then the shoulder pad is Procreate. And the sheet metal was mainly just because it makes it easier to paint white on. White shows up a lot better on sheet metal than it does Procreate. And so I just painted that, and then I painted all of the red and gray detailing on, and then I added the elbow pad on the elbow, and I painted that the bright red color as well. And yeah, so the other arm is the same for the bottom half. And actually, I forgot to mention, but the sheet metal does actually extend down. It's not actually like, it doesn't end where the arm ends, and you can see that right there. It extends all the way down to the hand. That's mainly just because I needed better spacing for his arm compared to what it looks like in the photos. And so then the only difference then is between the arms is that this side has the fabric piece which I added, which is the main shoulder pad, and it goes just far enough up to the head where it doesn't scrape or anything. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And moving on to the torso, as I said earlier, is painted 360 degrees around. And then the only part that isn't sculpted is this little piece with the gray bars coming down it. It's painted pretty much, the torso itself is then elevated even more right here. So this layer up here with the main breastplate is actually a separate piece from the bottom half. And then the bottom half is a separate piece from the inner piece. So it's basically 3 layers, and I thought it was pretty fun to make. The gray lines were super tedious, but yeah, overall it turned out pretty good. I painted the top breastplate red, white, and dark bluish gray and black. And then the sash, or the strap, is made out of electrical tape, and I made the pockets out of a card material. Because it mainly gave the best shape and like the best symmetrical, or it was better than to use than Procreate, which is kind of hard to create symmetrical shapes on, honestly. But yeah, so then I made the main belt and the 2 other belts, and then that that strap wraps all the way around. And then the back has a plate and then a toothpick piece right here that I painted white and black, and then this area up here where that gray line is that goes across horizontal along the torso is actually a whole nother layer of Procreate as well. And so then the legs have this crotch protector piece on both sides, and you can see that it's painted white, and then this side has red and dark bluish gray, and this one has just white and black. And then the rest of the legs have black detailing, dark bluish gray detailing, and the 2 knee pads with the rest of the Havoc Trooper design going around the legs. And you can see the boot on the side. And I really like how the boot turned out. It looks really, really good, honestly, on the sides, which was better than I expected. And overall, this figure was just really fun to make. And it was actually the second figure, or the second to the Old Republic Trooper, which I made first. So the regular Old Republic Trooper has the same basic design, but it's a little bit different, and I'll show that to you guys now. Alright, so here is the basic Old Republic Trooper, and as I said, this one was made very first, so it's a little bit different than Jace. While the main character actually has the same body design, like in the cinematic trailer and the game, Jace mainly was just different in that his belt or his strap on his torso is different, and his belt was different, and yeah, I think his shoulder pad was different, and obviously he doesn't have the helmet. But other than that, this figure is very similar, but it's a little bit of a different style, and I mainly wanted to make sure that they were kind of distinguished body designs. And so I chose one of the variations that I found on the Star Wars The Old Republic website, and this was one of them with the triangular piece going over the sash. So it's not that much different, but it's also kind of varying. The arms, for example, I used Procreate on the bottom piece, and instead of using the sheet metal, you can see that the white is just painted or left unpainted. And then the shoulder pads are not so much, or they're a lot smaller in shape, or in size, and you can see that right there. And the edges are less defined. And yeah, the torso is pretty much the same, though. I don't really need to go over that. The only difference is the belt, which has these 4 little pockets on the edges, which are painted dark bluish gray and white. And then the belt on, or the strap on this side is actually painted on. It's the same back plate, though. And I do believe that, yeah, everything else is pretty much the same, except I didn't have the toothpick on the Havoc Trooper. And the leg design is a little bit different, because on this one, the boots, you can see the dots. This one is just a matte black, and then the stripes were a little bit more. They're a lot larger on the Old Republic Trooper, on the regular one, and the pattern design is sculpted on to Jace, while it's not on this Old Republic Trooper. And I kind of like that, honestly. I know it's not the same, but I really didn't feel like making the same design twice, so that's kind of why, in addition to these being made at different times, I kind of like that Jace just overall was different, and made it a lot more unique between the figures, to the point where I could actually talk about this figure for 4 minutes. So yeah, I gave him a A295 Brick Arms Blaster, I believe it's called. I think you can find it on their sci-fi weapons. It was mainly just because the cinematic trailer and what I saw pictures of them, it looked like the design or the blaster that they'd most likely have. And so I just figured I'd give them that instead of like a basic clone blaster or something. But yeah, the Clone Army Customs helmet was painted over in the red, on the red areas, so I could match that. And then I painted on the 3 little gray dots on each side. And then I repainted the visor as well. And yeah, other than that, I think that is it. It's pretty much similar. There's really no need to go over anything else about this figure. And yeah, so let's get another group shot of them, and I'll talk about what's coming up next. Alright, so here are all 3 again, just for one last look. I mainly wanted to say that thank you guys for the continued support, and I will keep pushing out these Old Republic figures as long as you guys keep watching these videos, and let me know which Old Republic characters specifically you're wanting to see the most, and I'll try and put those to the front of the list. I have parts for currently about 25 of them, including Malgus, Sith Warrior, Elena Daru, I think her name is, and or Elena Daru, along with other characters. And yeah, I mainly have a whole bin just dedicated to parts for those characters. And so just let me know what you guys want to see. Some other ones are Venzalo and Sith Acolyte Marauder, along with the Sith Warrior. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more. And this is goodbye, and have a nice day.